Hello, I'm Kevin Dean, CEO of Momentum Nonprofit Partners.
And I'm Andrea Hill, Chief Programs Officer for Momentum Nonprofit Partners.
At Momentum, we strive to build the momentum of the nonprofit sector to create equitable, measurable, and lasting change. This is done in part through our work with advocacy and public policy. Each year, we release a new policy agenda that guides our work as we advocate for our members on a state and local level.
What's a policy agenda, you may be asking? A policy agenda is a list of issues to which advocates and government officials are paying serious attention to at any given time. Momentum has created our policy agenda with your organization, the individuals you serve, and the nonprofit sector in mind. Our agency spotlights those issues that concern you and are considered barriers to success. Our policy agenda will focus on state and local legislation. On a federal level, we work collaboratively with a network of nonprofit associations across the country to fight for nonprofits. We adopt the National Council of Nonprofits policy agenda for our national work, and we follow their lead. You can find the National Council of Nonprofits policy agenda at our website at momentumnonprofit.org or councilofnonprofits.org. Locally, we partner and advocate for local and regional nonprofit organizations to receive similar consideration and relief as for-profit organizations. Momentum will work with state and local partners to advocate for nonprofit organizations to receive policy consideration and relief that is equitable to what for-profit organizations receive. Specifically, Momentum's public policy priorities for 2022 are advocating for legislation and policy that is equitable and evidence-based, with a specific emphasis on COVID relief and recovery for nonprofits. Protecting and expanding the allocation of state and local government resources into the nonprofit sector to continue the work of nonprofits and community throughout the state. Promoting fair representation of the Mid-South nonprofit sector at all local and state policy discussions and grant programs. Educating the nonprofit community about their important nonpartisan role in civic engagement, public policy, and voter engagement.
You may be asking why this should matter to you and your organization. Legislation impacts our organizations and the clients we serve. Consider a few of our recent wins because of the collective voice of our region's nonprofits. Passage of the Tennessee COVID-19 Recovery Act, which includes legal protections for nonprofits regarding COVID-19 infection litigation. Creation of the Nonprofit Subcommittee for the Economic Recovery Group, which allowed nonprofits a seat at the table in the reopening planning process for the state of Tennessee after the national shutdown. Creation of the Tennessee Community Cares Fund, which provided $150 million to nonprofits across the state, possibly including yours. Elimination of the mask prohibition from recent legislation introduced during a special assembly, which would have prohibited requiring masks in nonprofits. Just imagine how dangerous this could have been. Creation of the nonprofit subcommittees, which now provides feedback and guidance to Mayor Harris on behalf of Shelby County nonprofits. As you can see, policy is important to all of us. We invite you to lend your voice to the collective work of advocating for the nonprofit sector.
Join us and let's make a stronger nonprofit sector together by using our collective power to make the changes that we want to see in the world.